All content featured on the Taylor Show is intended for entertainment purposes only. All stories discussed herein are based on alleged events and personal opinions. Nothing shared should be taken as fact or professional advice. Any viewpoints expressed are solely those of host and do not represent any business or organizations.
Hello, and welcome back to the Taylor Show, the show that is hosted by me. I'm your host. I'm Taylor Brooke. You guessed it. And today, this episode is the epitome of a Galentine's Day special. The woman I have today is ambitious without apology. She's strategic without an ego, and she is deeply committed to women taking up space loudly and intentionally. So if you were ever told to be quieter or smaller or softer, then this episode right here is your rebuttal. Welcome to the show, Gracie Van Brunt.
Wow! Hello! It's so good to be here. Oh my God, what a nice introduction. I feel so good about myself.
I am such a big fan. When we connected online, we connected through social media, and when I see a young woman fucking killing it on a male-dominated stage, I was like, I have to meet this woman. For my listeners, my little gremlins out there, I had a trip to LA planned last month, the month before, and Gracie and I were supposed to meet up out there. Didn't happen, so that's why she's here today.
Woo! Hell yeah!
Okay, so I want to hear all about your journey. You're a DJ. You're a musician. You a woman of the arts. So tell us, how did this get started? Like, walk me through being a child and through adulthood. How'd you know that you wanted to get where you are?
Oh gosh. What a journey. So I'm the youngest of three, and I have an older sister, and she started doing musical theater. And of course, being the baby sister, I was like, I want to be just like my older sister. Oh my gosh, I really want to do musical theater too. It looks so fun. And so I started doing musical theater when I was 6 years old, singing and acting and dancing and stuff. And from there, I really just, my passion started, and I just literally couldn't stop. And so I started singing when I was 6, and then I started writing songs when I was 12. And then when I was 17, I was accepted into Berklee College of Music in Boston. And
so cool.
Dream come true. I remember I was like, Mom, are there any music, I think I was like 10 years old. I was like, are there any music schools, like, what's the best music school that I can go to for college? And she was like, you're 10 years old. Why are you asking this? And
You're like, I have dreams, Mom.
I was like, Mom, I have dreams. What do you mean? I have ambitions. I have to go, Mom. And she was like, probably Berklee here. And that's like the #1 music school. And I was like, okay, cool. So I made it my mission to get in, and I got in with an original song and then a cover song. And so I went there for 2 years, and then I thought, I'd really like to get my feet wet in Los Angeles. I really want to be immersed in the music industry instead of just learning about it. So I moved here. I drove all the way across the country, from Boston to LA when I was 21, and had all my stuff in my car like any other person coming to LA. And I just got started, and I started releasing my own music. Got randomly hit up on Twitter by somebody who was an EDM artist, which I didn't know what that meant at the time. And so we did a collaboration, and then everything just kind of dominoed from there. And all of a sudden, I am now a DJ, a vocalist, a producer, a vocal producer, an artist. Like, it just, I don't know, life is wild. I would just say, like, just take the opportunities when you can get them and just figure it out later. You know what I mean?
1000%. So something I want to touch on for my audience is I came from the land of radio, so I'm a traditional disc jockey, right? So I worked in the classic rock genre, country music, whatever it was, I was there. I was infiltrated in that environment. But it was so often that I'd be at a bar or I'd be out with friends and someone would say, oh, what do you do for work? I'm like, oh, I'm a DJ. And they're like, oh, cool. Like, can you play a set? And I'm like, absolutely not. Like, I'm the one you hear on your FM dial, like the completely opposite kind of a DJ. Do you ever get that misconception? Are people ever like, oh, are you on Sirius XM? And you're like, no, babe, I play festivals.
Oh my God, that's so funny. You're like a traditional disc jockey. Like you're wearing. Oh, yes, that's so funny. No, usually people are just like, wow, I wouldn't peg you to be like a drum and bass DJ, like an EDM DJ. Like you look so like put together and like innocent and nice. And I'm like, no, I'm pretty fucking feral over here. Yep.
I love it. Okay, so you said you're feral, so am I, so is my audience. Tell me, what is the last feral thing you've done?
Oh my God. Okay, define what feral means.
I'll give an example. So about like 7 years ago, my best friend and I, some boy did her dirty, and we let the air out of 3 of his tires because 4 insurance would have covered it. So
amazing. Wow.
Thank you so much. I love telling that story. Yeah.
Oh my God. That's amazing. Okay. Okay, I have one. Okay, so online, sometimes I get hate comments, usually from men, and I oh no, I'm sorry. This was on Discord. On Discord, they were getting so much hate. My one like other top liner vocalist friend was getting so much hate in this random Discord. And so all of us top liner ladies, we all have a group chat together, and we were like, so what's going on? Like they're hating on you, they're bullying you? So we all entered the chat at the exact same time and said, oh hi. What are you guys talking about in here? What's going on in here? Are you bullying somebody in here? And they're like, I can't believe he's in the chat. Oh my God, Casey Cook's in the chat. That's fucking crazy. Oh my God, Gracie Van Brunt is here. Whoa, you guys are like big people. And we're like, yeah. So don't
bully women.
Don't bully my friend, because otherwise we're gonna come in for you.
I love that energy. I love your energy. So are you the friend, because in my friend group, I'm this friend. Are your friends scared to tell you things? Like if their boyfriend does something wrong, are they like, Gracie's going to hold this against Ethan for 57 years and she's not going to let it go?
Oh, I do have a friend like that. And yes, they are scared of her because she is like an Amazonian woman and she will beat people up for you.
I love it.
I'm more of the empathetic friend. I'm more like, oh, okay. So, like, I try to, like, help them through it instead. I'm like, so why do you think that's a good idea?
You're the therapist friend. You're like, and why do you feel that way?
You're the therapist friend. But I try to, like, get them on a better path and realize that they deserve more than what they're going through. And then I tell my other like friend who was more like you, and she's like, oh, where are they? Where do they live? Should I call them?
Yeah, no, that's me. I'm like, who's their boss? Where are they employed? Like, does their boss want to know how they're treating their girlfriend? I don't think so.
Go in? Should we just go and take a little visit over there? I mean...
I have to say this story. So I have this one friend, and I was booking talent for this local little club in my area, and her boyfriend at the time was a musician. I'll use quotations, musician. And I was like, okay, I'll throw him a bone. Like, he can come in on a Wednesday night. Like, come on in, fine. Amazing. Mind you, Gracie, like, you're in the industry, so you know, like, we paid him $100. Like, it was a favor, like, for a full set. We were just like, yeah, like, you want the exposure, come in. He breaks up with her. 30 minutes later, I was like, I'm so sorry, we have no interest in your talent anymore. You weren't that good to begin with, to be honest. And he was like, just gutted. And I was like, this is how you should be. This is how you should be. And she was infamously mad. She was like, no, I didn't want you to do that. Like, that makes me look bad. And I was like, does it though? Does it though?
Does it? I mean...
I think I saved you there.
I don't think we should be dealing with people like that. So we just
Yeah. So he's just gone. So we're talking about standing up for our friends, especially in terms of their relationships and stuff like that. You said you and your friends went and defended another one of you guys on Discord. Have you ever played a show and you check out your phone afterwards and you're like, oh, people are tagging me? What is the weirdest DM you've gotten after playing a show?
Somebody messaged me and said, I could see your pussy on stage. And I said, well,
you said, did you like the view, babe?
I should have said that. I should have said that. Oh my God.
Oh,
you know
God.
I said, that's great. Is that the first one you've ever seen in your life?
I'm dead. Deceased, dead, done. Oh my God. Yes, did they reply?
It's so funny. I just I think something that I really love about being a woman in this space is that we're always underestimated. And nobody ever thinks that I have the ability to do that. And I just love fucking with people in that way. I'm like, oh, huh. Okay.
Yup.
Well, you just sit there and watch.
Exactly. So being a woman in this field, obviously it's male dominated. Did you have any certain celebrities or influential women that you looked up to when you were coming up in this career?
Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. In terms of EDM in general, I think BB Rexa is somebody I've always looked up to. Oh, she's incredible. She is just like, okay, I'm here. I know what I'm doing. I know what I want, and we're gonna do that today.
Heck yeah.
And I know she's gotten a bunch of flack for that, and I know that she has obviously had to go through her own struggles, but she's always truly just unapologetically and authentically herself, and she's always very she carries a lot of integrity, and that's something I really respect and look up to.
1000%. And something about her too is her discography hasn't changed rapidly throughout her career. She has a sound and she sticks to it. It's not what's trendy or what she thinks we're gonna like, which I love.
Yeah, absolutely. Another person I look up to is Ariana, of course. Ariana Grande.
Love it.
I mean, her vocal ability is, I just don't think she's a human. She's crazy.
No.
Just the notes she can hit they're crazy. And she's also somebody who inspired me to learn vocal production because she does all of her own. And so
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she does all of her own vocal production. And for anybody that doesn't know what vocal production is, just tangent, it is, so all of the vocals you hear on a song have to be edited and comped and pitched and processed in a very particular and meticulous way. And it really is a skill, and it's an art, and a lot of vocalists actually don't do their own vocal production. And so when I learned that she does, it motivated me even more to do my own, because I really feel like every vocalist should know their voice inside and out and how to get the sound that they're looking for without having to rely on somebody else. So she, I just am so inspired by her and by her work, and everything that she does. And she's also just a baddie in general. So
she is.
Yeah. I have I have a lot of women I look up to, and then now in the EDM space, I really, really appreciate that it's becoming more accepted as a woman to be pregnant and still do your job. And I know that sounds weird, but you're now seeing DJs on stage on these huge festival stages 6 or 7 months pregnant, and they're smashing it, they're killing it.
Wow.
And it's so inspiring and cool to see, because I'm like, okay, well, when I'm ready to get pregnant and have a family, I know that that is now an option. Like, it's not like a one or the other. It's like, no, why don't you can do both. You're a woman and God is a woman, so you should just do both.
Yes. I just put that on my Instagram story yesterday. I was like, God is a woman, actually. Let us not get confused.
Yes.
So you have all these powerful women that you've looked up to. There are so many girls that look up to you now, and you're their powerful woman that they're like, oh my God, Gracie is so kick-ass. I want to emulate her as I grow up and get older and progress in my career. Do you have any like message that you would say to young girls that are looking up to you?
Oh my God, that's so weird. No, I mean, I don't really like think about that too much. Not in a bad way. I just am doing my own thing, you know? It's not like I'm trying to be like, oh, you should do this and I'm gonna be like the law, you know what I mean? But for anybody who is, you know, coming up in the industry as a woman, I think just truly follow your gut and your instinct, and don't let anybody ever tell you that you cannot do something, because you'll probably do it and you'll do it better than everyone else.
That right there. Like, yes.
Yeah. It's, you know, because it's a very male dominated industry, and a lot of people. So my husband is also a producer in the EDM space, which is super fun because we get to like collaborate, and I get a lot of feedback in that way. But a lot of people think that he just does all my work for me, which is not true. Not true at all. And he did teach me a lot, which I'm so grateful for. But I do my own stuff. And I would also say, like, if for any young woman who's trying to get into music and it's male dominated, and you're doing male dominated things like DJing or like producing, just ignore all those people and just keep your head down and keep working, because that's really all you can do, because the best revenge is success and knowledge.
I agree with that 1000%. And the husband the husband moment struck such a chord for me. My husband is also in the industry, so we both started in FM radio, and now he works in media and podcasting and storytelling, and he's great at his job, and I'm so proud of him. But anytime we are together, my name's on the show 3 fucking times, Gracie. Like, you can't confuse that this is my fucking show. And anytime we're out, it's always another man who walks up and is like, so tell me about your show. I'm like, does he look like Taylor? Last time I checked, he doesn't. His name is Nathan. Like, that is not the guy you want to talk to. And it's so frustrating, but it's so refreshing also to hear another woman say that. Like, okay, it's not just me that this is happening to. Like, it spans across way more than just the entertainment field, too.
Oh my God. There are so many times when women get discredited for what they've done by their husbands. And it's and look, I mean, I actually did listen to that episode where you talked about
I love that.
And yeah, I love that your husband is so supportive of you. He truly is like your right-hand person, it sounds like, and he is your biggest cheerleader. And I feel like that with my husband. Anytime we're in a public space or meeting new people, he's like, hey, check this girl out. Hey, let me show hey, this is her Instagram. Hey, did you know that she has this many followers on Spotify? And did you know that, you know where she played at? She's gonna play at this place next. And I'm like, it's so lovely. Like, we need more guys like that, please.
1000%. Okay, I have to know now, where'd you meet your husband? Did you meet him at a festival, in a studio, on Hinge?
Yeah. Oh my God. We actually, this is so cheesy. We actually met in a band. Yes. I was the lead singer and he was the bass player.
This is Fleetwood Mac adjacent, except like the happy ending. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. You know, and it's so funny because I'm like such an oblivious person. I don't really pick up on when people are hitting on me or like are interested. And I guess the guitar player was in love with me the entire time, but I didn't pick up on that. Finally, Louis, my husband, was like, "You know that the guitar player is in love with you, right?" And I was like, "No, I literally I had no idea."
That's so funny.
Bass player instead.
As girls do, as most girls do.
Well, okay. In a band, you got the guitar player who always has an ego and he's always looking for chicks. Then you got the drummer, probably pretty chill, probably isn't interested. Then you have the bass player who he's kind of the underdog because he's holding down the game with the songs. Like, he's got the rhythm, he's holding it down, and they're usually like the most down-to-earth charming ones. So that's what I went with. And it's worked out nice.
When we're talking about your whole career, your trajectory, what you're doing, so you mentioned your husband's the bass player. I heard that you have a drum and bass EP coming out. Is that true?
Yes, I do. It's going to be coming out later this year. It's 5 songs. It's my first time like stepping out as my own artist, and because usually the way that I started in this industry is as a featured vocalist, which means like if you hear a Zed song, for example, and you know you have the vocalist on there, like the singer, that's called a featured vocalist, and usually we don't really get too much credit for those things. So that's how I started, and as soon as I started to really like get into production and DJing, I wanted to really branch out and establish myself as an artist, as a solo artist, because it's really important to me to be distinguished from like the people that I've worked with before, the songs that I'm featured on.
Yeah. So can you describe your sound to someone who's never listened to your music before?
Okay. Ooh. I would say it's very fast paced. It's very ethereal and melodic, but also like really like filthy. And when I say filthy, I mean like it hits. Like it's not music for everyone, but if you're into like hard EDM stuff, then you'll love it, I think.
I love that. And just from the music that I have heard, I haven't heard your new EP yet, but from all of your previous work, I can attest that every single song makes you want to call your best friend and have a dance party on FaceTime and just like hang out, get yourself a glass of wine and just vibe. Like it's like a girl group vibe. Like you just want to listen to it with your best friends.
Oh, that's so sweet. I do. I do. All of us ladies, all of us top liner ladies, like anytime we have releases, we always try to like support each other and play out songs in our sets, and it's so much fun to vibe with each other and like just be girls and be bopping around to our songs.
Yes. Is there a guilty pleasure song right now that you've had on repeat?
No. I actually really don't. I'm not like I'm a pretty shameless person. I don't like, I'll listen to anything. Like I'll listen to, I grew up listening to like R&B and Earth, Wind and Fire and Minnie Riperton and like, but also The Who and also Avenged Sevenfold and also Paramore. Love. And also Eminem, like just so many different types of music, and so I don't really have a song, I guess. I think if I had to like give you a guilty pleasure thing, I guess I listen to a lot of murder podcasts.
Ooh, I
Right.
love this.
Yeah, my husband thinks it's really weird because I don't like horror movies, but I like true crime. He's
I'm
like,
the same
"That-
way though.
Really? Oh my God. That makes me feel
I-
better.
I think it's because I don't know how you grew up, but growing up, my mom would always be like, listen, someone's going to try to kidnap you. And like, you're going to have to fight back. Okay, I'm 28 years old, knock on wood. Like, no one's ever tried to kidnap me yet. But I was like going through life, like, okay, I'm going to be the subject of a Lifetime movie at some point. So like, I need to do my research.
Yes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, my mom would always be like, okay, like she actually her number one advice to us in like being in public is always put on your fuck you face when you're walking alone in public, especially at night.
I love that.
I think I don't know, for me, tell me if you relate, because for me, when I listen to them, the true crime podcasts, I am like learning how to defend myself. Like I'm learning like what these people are thinking and how they're thinking and what to look out for in meeting this type of person. And like, yeah, I'm more absorbing the information that will help me stay safe. And
Oh, me too.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's why I listen. I think I listened to one and they were like, there are people that, like, I don't know if this is true or if it was like clickbait, but they were like, all right, people are sitting under people's cars in the parking lots of malls just to like stab you in your ankle. So then you fall and they take your bag and your car and your keys. And to this day, Gracie, this was like 5 years ago. To this day, I like walk up to my car in a parking lot and I'm like, anybody under there? Like, are we good? But it's like stuck in my head. I can't get it out.
you say it out loud. You're like, hello.
Like,
Is
you down
anyone in-
there?
Is anyone in here? Yeah, that's yeah. Or like they leave like a wad of money on your dashboard so that you pick it up.
Mhm.
And then when you're like distracted picking it up, that's when they like kidnap you or something. I don't know.
Yup.
I mean, people could say this is like really cautionary and like you're being extra, but you just like can't chance it as a girl, especially
No.
if you're
1000%. No, that's so true. So we were talking about our families a little bit, and you're talking about your mom. Tell me, how'd you grow up? Do you have any siblings? Were your family really into music? Are you the only musician in your family? Tell me about it.
No, actually, my whole family is musical. My mom, everyone called us the Brady Bunch growing up, like our family friends, because my
So
mom
cute.
It is cute. It is cute. And every now and then we will humor our parents and like have a family jam session. Like especially for their birthdays, they love that. But so my mom is a singer and she plays spoons. I like it's
Ooh.
very random, but it's like two spoons put together and you slap it on your knee. She's so good at it. It's like the randomest thing, but she's so good at
cool.
it. My dad is in his own band. He's the lead singer and guitar player of his own band. They've been together for like 40 plus years at this point or something. My brother
Damn.
is a singer and a guitar player and a really good beatboxer. And my sister is a singer. So everybody there is all musicians. And so that's kind of like but that's what I grew up with, which it was really
Yeah.
great. I got to learn so much about so many different types of music and so many different instruments and like it really was such a nourishing environment to grow up in.
Oh my gosh, it's in your blood. Like, you guys are all musically talented. That's awesome.
That's so funny you just said that because my EP is titled In My Veins.
Oh my goodness. That's serendipitous.
I know. I love that you just said that. But yeah, it is and then my grandmother was a professional classical pianist. So it's yeah, we all just are I guess I've always felt like I was born to do this.
Oh, well, I would argue that, yeah, you are, girl. Like, yes, and you're doing it. After doing a little bit of deep diving on you and your social media and reading some articles and things of that sort, you had gotten sick at one point. Do you want to tell my audience a little bit about that and how that affected just your career path in general and your life in general, really?
Yeah, I do. I have a rare disease. It's called Shwachman-Diamond syndrome, and I was diagnosed when I was 22. Oh my God, when I was 2 years old. And it affects my bone marrow and my pancreas. And so growing up, I wasn't able to really like hang out with children or people because your bone marrow is basically what makes up your immune system. And so I didn't have a very good one. And so my mom would have to be very careful about putting me in certain situations with a lot of like germs and stuff. And
Right.
so I was in and out of the hospital for the first 6 years of my life. I was going into the hospital for really, really small things, like even a paper cut would send me in or a bug bite. And after those 6 years, I'm not really sure what happened, but I kind of just like got better and I was normal for the next like 15 years of my life. And then in 2017, I got the Epstein-Barr virus, which is a form of mono. And for some reason that like reactivated my disease in a strange way, and I started to get really, really, really sick. Which is so funny because that's when I met my husband. The same year I got sick is the same year I met my husband. So I'm like, what's going on up there? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he really, like, I truly feel like I met him exactly when I needed to. Like, somebody was up
Right.
there looking down on me, being like, she needs somebody. Okay. Sorry.
No,
So-
I'm like tearing up.
It's just like so beautiful, you know. And it makes
It
you really
is.
great.
That is so
I
special.
didn't
That
know. Oh, I have some toilet paper.
oh, sponsored by Charmin. Today's episode is sponsored by Charmin.
Oh my God. Okay. Anyways, so I got really sick. I started to have to get bone marrow biopsies I used to get them every 2 years, but I had to start getting them every 6 months.
Oh my God.
Because anything would get me sick again. And they started to notice these things called ring sideroblasts in my cells, like my blood cells, which is a precursor to leukemia. Yeah, so my disease, usually the progression of my disease, the trajectory is it's a childhood disease, so usually, you know, you get really sick, and then you get this thing called MDS, which is a precursor to leukemia, and then you get leukemia, and then you maybe get a transplant, and that works. You get a transplant, and it doesn't work, and you end up unfortunately dying, or there's like one of three ways. And so it was kind of a miracle that I lasted as long as I did, but I always felt like I had a ticking time bomb over my head.
Right.
So when I was, so I progressively was getting sicker and sicker, and finally my doctor was like, okay, I think, you know, your body is healthy enough to endure a transplant right now, and I think it would probably be best for you to get one right now before you descend any further. And so in June of 2019, I received my transplant, and my brother was my donor. He was a 100% HLA match, which means like it was a perfect bone marrow match for my body. And so he he traveled to Boston and he had to get his own surgery. And then after that, the recovery time and the procedure for a bone marrow transplant, which is what I received, is a 1 year fully quarantined, isolated recovery. So basically, everyone, what everyone experienced during the pandemic is what I went through just by myself. And
wow.
It's a lot. You can stop.
I'm shocked. Yeah. No, keep going.
So I couldn't touch anyone. I couldn't go over to anyone's house. Nobody could come into my house except for my immediate family members, which at that time, okay, again, I might cry because at that time, Louis and I had been dating for 2 years, and I said, you don't have to come. I know we've only been dating for 2 years. And he was like, what do you mean? Of course I'm coming.
Wow. I'm so glad this is a Galentine's Day episode, because this is just pure true soulmate type shit. Like, this just doesn't, like, people search their whole lives and never find their person, and the fact that he didn't even think, it was just like, of course I'm gonna be with you.
Mm-hmm. He said, what do you mean? Like, anywhere you go, I go. And so I don't know why I'm crying. Like, literally said this so many times. But so he and I, then we were here in LA, and my doctors are in Boston, and because my disease is so rare, I needed to be with the doctors that had been following me for my whole life. So we moved back, and we both moved back, and he's lived with my parents. Just barely met them. The four of us lived together. Luckily, they got along so well. Like, they are like best friends now. It's the cutest thing ever.
I love that.
They really love him. And so yes, so nobody could come into my house. I couldn't go into anyone's house. I couldn't go into public spaces except outside. I had to be careful about what I ate. I basically had the eating regime of a pregnant person, but like much stricter. So I could really only eat like cooked things, canned things, no cheese, no sushi, no imported goods, like nothing like that. And so that was my life for those 12 months. And then I was cleared in, you're gonna laugh, I was cleared in June of 2020.
You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. No.
So I went into my doctor. I was like, oh, you know what's so funny too is I was the youngest person ever, like, on my floor, and so every time I'd come in, they'd be like, oh my god, honey, you're back. Oh, it's so good to see you. You're back. I'm like, oh my god, because all the
You're like, I am the mayor here.
I was like, yes, hi Janet, hi Ernie, yes, hi, nice to see you.
You're like, hello, it's great to be back. So happy to be here.
Let's be back, guys. I brought everyone some reading material. So I went into my doctor in June of 2020, and I said, so I'm cleared, but am I? And he was like, yes. No, you personally are cleared, but welcome to everyone else's quarantine. Awesome. Cool. Great.
Amazing.
Well, you know what? At least I know all the protocols. At least I'm used to this. So now I have all my friends hitting me up being like, oh my god, what do we do? Like, what kind of mask should we get? Like, how far away do we stand from each other? What should we be eating? And I was like, I got you. And I started I started a little blog. I was like, tips from me. And everyone really loved it.
Iconic.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they proved to be super helpful. So after that, and also during that whole time, I really felt it was important for me to have control over what I could, and the things I couldn't have control over, to just surrender to that. But something I did have control over was my own time. So I was like, how am I going to use this time effectively to push my career forward, to push me forward, and make sure that I'm set up when I'm out?
Yeah.
So I learned vocal production, and I learned production, and I recorded and made music the entire time. I got my first label signing during that time. I got my first manager during that time. I got my first drum and bass release during that time, which actually proved to be a huge release. And I think I was just like, you know what? You got to make the best of it. You have to really think about how you only have one life here, and how are you going to use it? And I don't want to just...
That is so inspirational.
Yeah, like I think one thing that I really have learned from my disease, I know there's a lot of negatives, but I think the biggest positive I've learned is gratitude and perspective, because you are not guaranteed to be here. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. You're not guaranteed the success that you have. You're not guaranteed the people that you meet. Like, you are not guaranteed your next breath even. And so it's so important to be grateful. And I think if you operate from a place of gratitude, you literally can achieve anything in life.
The universe rewards that kind of mindset. That's my line of thinking. I am so impressed by you. I'm more impressed by you than I was even before this interview, before we started chatting. Just the fact that you took that year and you decided, this is awfulness, like this is pure shit and I'm gonna make art out of it, is like, that's what gives me chills, where I'm like, this is just so poignant and so important for people to hear, because you went through such a life traumatic change. And I think it's so easy for us, especially women in the arts, to get a setback or get a no, especially if it's someone that you're such a big fan of. I mean, I think it's silly to think, being in this industry, you're not going to be let down at some point by someone or something, or someone promising you something. And it's easy to let yourself spiral and go, you know what, maybe I wasn't meant for this. I shouldn't do this. And then hearing a story like yours where you're like, you know what, fuck it. I have this crazy ass disease, but I'm also going to make art and I'm going to make my life incredible, is so empowering. And like, I'm all jazzed up. I'm like, okay, yes, let's create something tonight. Like, oh, it's so cool.
Thank you. I mean, it's so important. I think art in life is healing.
Yeah.
And I think if you use it to express yourself in whatever way that means for you, you'll just be better for it. And the world will be better for it, because everybody has their own unique talents and gifts. And if, you know, we need to hear it or see it or like experience it. And I think the best things come out of darkness and pain.
Yeah. So we were, or slightly mentioned, people disappointing other people in the media industry and how that is common. It's a fun little thing we do on this podcast. We say allegedly. We have a Taylor's legal moment of the day. Is there anyone in the industry that has been mean to you, that you were like, wow, I'm so disappointed that they were like that. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. Can you say who?
I'm not. I won't say
okay,
who.
Fair.
You know, I'm not a shit talker. I don't like drama. I like to be respectful of everyone's time. And
Sure, yeah.
And experiences. But I will say, this was a close friend And I really truly believed in what we were doing, and we had like one setback, and all of a sudden they just flipped, and they didn't let me know that our song was being released. They didn't tag me in anything. They completely ghosted my management, and this is somebody that I've had over to my house,
Wow.
for fun. Like, my husband has cooked them meals. I've we've gone out and like had fun together, and I just truly didn't expect it to end like that.
Hmm.
And that's happened like a few times, and I know it's not me. I know it's not. Which is the hardest part about it, because you're like, did I do something wrong? Like, was there something I said? Or, is there a way I can be better next time? And honestly, no. Like, sometimes it's really not about you. It's about the
I
other
am
person.
so glad you said that. I have so many girls slide into my DMs and they're like, "Hey Taylor, I just started a podcast, or I just started content creation, and I'm at University of Missouri. I'm at University of Arizona, and I'm going up to people on the
What?
street, and some people are mean to me, and like they'll tell me these experiences, and they'll be like, I guess I should give up because there's something wrong with me. I'm getting the same feedback over and over." And it's so nice to hear you say what I'm echo what I'm saying of like, yeah, it's not you, babe. It's not you. You're gonna find your people, and you just have to shake it off. Like, it's, in the words of
Mhm.
Taylor Swift, it's, yeah, you shake it off.
Yeah.
Like, you can't. Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to take it off and don't give it your energy. And oh my God, speaking of Taylor Swift, are you a Swiftie? Because I'm definitely a Swiftie.
I am such a Swiftie. Oh my God, I love her.
I love Taylor. Oh my God, she's amazing. But I don't know if you listen to her In the Heights podcast, but she
Yes.
said on there, she says, your energy is a luxury, so not everyone can afford it. Which is so true, because when things like this happen, why give it any energy?
Exactly. Exactly. Well, we're speaking of energy. I have to talk about something that's going to take a lot of your energy coming up. I heard through the grapevine that you may or may not be performing at a festival in your own slot.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I can't announce exactly what it is yet, but yes, this will be my first festival, and I will be booked as a DJ, not just a featured vocalist, which is amazing. And it's one of the biggest drum and bass festivals in the world. And that's pretty much all I can say, but I'm just really excited because it's a huge moment for me in my career, and like knowing that this is possible is so cool. And also, I'm shitting my pants.
Who wouldn't be? That's incredible. And I know that feeling of like you want to talk about it all the time, but you can't. So give us your socials. What are your social media handles so we can all follow you and be able to be the first ones to click your story when you get to announce it?
Okay, so my Instagram is my name, so it's Gracie Van Brunt, and my TikTok is also my name. Actually, everything's my name. It's just my name. So SoundCloud
I love
is my
it.
name. Instagram's my name. Spotify is also my name. It's just my name. So if you look me up on any platform, you can just look up Gracie Van Brunt. It's 3 words. It's not 2 words. Van is not my middle name. It's just my name. And you'll be able to find me.
I love the clarification. Okay, one last thing before I let you go. Since this is our Galentine's Day special, any last words for the girls out there listening? It's a women empowerment podcast. Any advice you have for them? Any last words?
Ladies, do not settle, please, for anything. Don't settle for anything. Don't settle for a man. Don't settle for a job. Don't settle for the way that you look. If you don't like the way you look, don't settle for things that you're doing. Don't settle for clothes. Don't settle for family members that are toxic. Don't settle for dumb friends. Do not settle. And believe in yourself, because who else is going to?
So inspirational. Such a great talk. And girl, I have to see you live. So I will be at one of your shows in 2026. I'm putting that on the podcast, so it has to happen.
Oh my God, I would love to have you. Of course, you'll be guest listed, and we would have such a good time.
Totally. Thank you so much for carving out a portion of your day to talk to me and the rest of the little gremlins. Thank you guys for listening to the podcast with Gracie. If you're not rating, subscribing, following us on social media, you're going to want to go do that. And I will see you all next week.
Bye.